want. But this is not an EG squad that's easy to rotate on.
So what do you take here if you're Newbee? You can make the puck still go mid. You can take something like Sniper or something super long range mobile that doesn't mind.
TA, okay.
Your hero.
It's a while since I've seen that hero.
Yeah, don't see a huge amount of TA these days, do we?
I'm not sure.
Go with EG. Feel like they should have won the last game. Think they'll close it out here.
Okay, Alan?
I'm trying to work through the TA in my head. It's not a classic comfort hero for SCCC. They see something about that matchup that they really like. I just feel a bit more confident in EG with this lineup. This is awfully close. This is gonna be a great game. I'm gonna go EG. I'm gonna go EG.
All right, good stuff, guys. We are ready. Hope you're already at home. Hope you're already here inside the arena, because we are in for a battle royal. It is the final game between Newbee and Evil Geniuses.
I am ready. I'm sure Syndron is ready as well for our deciding matchup. Evil Geniuses versus Newbee. Who will come out on top? EG with the first early phasing Lone Druid pick up the lifestealer answer back. Syndron, we heard the analyst thoughts. I want to hear yours.
I think it's hard to say. I think they're underestimating TA a bit in this game. I feel like it's a pretty good TA game. You look at some enemy heroes, and a lot of the times you can fall into the trap of looking at how many counters do they have for refraction. That's like the classic way of thinking about how good TA is going to be, but more about how well can you contest the TA in lane overall, and how well can you and you have cores like Mirana and Lone Druid who also need a bit of time. So I think the TA will get off to a pretty good game. Realistically, Fear will probably sit mid in the start and be annoying, but they have Bane, and Bane can offset that disadvantage. So
yeah.
In addition to that, you know, Lifestealer is a classic counter pick to Lone Druid, but I don't think it's as Lifestealer favorite as it used to be. You can go ranged Lone Druid, for example. I think he's way better against Lifestealer than the melee, the bear focused one. I'm expecting that out of Arteezy this game. I think it's just flat out better to go ranged this game.
I'm loving the balance between the players. Nice Queen of Pain. SCCC, always a very thankful kind of person. Always happy to lay the smack down between them.
30 seconds to battle.
Even if sometimes it's inappropriate. Newbee, they're going to smoke up. They're going to have a bit of a wrap around, so they're heading down south, which will bring them into Lone Druid territory towards his bounty rune. The bear is currently doing his own scouting mission. They put down a nice observer ward early on. It's right on top of the Radiant's defensive observer ward, probably giving him a lot of confidence in this position. And now, well, you can try and kill off the bear early on, and try, will they succeed?
No,
it's a lot of damage, they'll move away, and okay, not going to happen. Not back to the tier 2 tower, but definitely gives Arteezy a little bit more of a warning bell early on.
And they're going to put the Lifestealer in this matchup. This is an easy lane for Lifestealer until Lone Druid is level 5. Until that point, you can just farm. When Lone is 5, you need to be a bit careful with getting entangled, especially if rotations can come in. Obviously, you still have some tools, but not the easiest thing ever. Faith is gonna... Oh, okay. Actually, this is a tri-lane mid from EG.
Is he... Okay, Fissure, crit. Faith, what are you doing? He moves right past Evil Geniuses and gives away first blood in the middle lane. He was meant to help SCCC, not compound the lane.
He was not expecting the Shaker to be there on level 1. It was very obvious that he was not thinking about it on that move. Meanwhile, Arteezy being annoyed with this sanking. He's going to center with the pole camp.
Yeah, so. He body blocked the first time, and then he sentries the second one, but he waited until he's up the hill.
I think both lineups are very good and are good against each other in different ways. So this is the kind of game that we want for the third game overall. A lot is going to come down to whether this TA gets farmed. If TA gets countered a lot, if they do a really good job and invest resources and are successful, Newbee's lineup has
a little bit of a statistic, because this is going to be the critical thing. So you can brain sap out on Sumail, but Faith's presence has been forced to stand here in the mid lane for the moment. But in 15 seconds time, you see him already moving towards the Ancients. He needs to start prepping this. And Kaka, he's having to pressure bottom lane a hell of a lot too. So stack-wise, it's pretty much on Faith to just get the early stacks done. But this will allow him to contest the 2-minute rune up on top if it's going to be there.
There's some play potential here.
He's going to only steal the bounty runes, however.
For now.
Yeah.
He will probably look at mid if they can get any angle if the Bane comes forward. No, seems unlikely.
Right, they're going to go into the trees. Mugi not really in a position where he wants to fight. Now this fast crit runs in. The fissure block is perfect. The bear's coming in through the rear, but who's really trapped in here with who? Middle lane still
really
battling
awkward,
off. Hey, this could happen. No, it's not happening.
Oh, they're doing a very good job against this. I didn't think it was going to be this Sumail favorite so far. Obviously, the Jakiro is a great hero against TA, but with right creep wave manipulation and the harass from Bane, I thought SC would have a slightly better time than he has.
He's going to have a better time now the bottle's coming on the courier, but at the same time,
He went
they
bottle?
can cancel the salve. He actually went boots.
Yeah,
it's the extra salve.
TAs don't go bottle anymore, really. That's why I was really surprised if he went bottle. Most of the time you see boots Aquila, and then straight for the Deso. Optional boots upgrade.
That actually hurts him even more now. The fact that salve got cancelled by the fissure of ES.
Yeah, that was really annoying. It's a pretty nice play from Crits.
Yep.
I think he only got healed about 150 by that flask, so now he has to send out a second one, like you said, and it's good economical damage.
Kaka looking to move in towards the mid. Now prep with the Nightmare.
I don't think they want to go.
SCCC's not really there to go just yet. Jakiro's TPing in. So at least they force the rotation of both Crit and Fear. Kaka hiding in the Sandstorm and will just walk away.
I really like the decision of Kaka to not go in that.
It had to be tempting.
Good
Faith,
situational
however,
awareness.
a little bit too close. Fissure into the arrow. It's a 3-second stun, and with a Starfall, the damage will be enough. Fear.
Great kill.
His dot effects will help kill off Faith, while on the bottom lane, Arteezy, Mugi, heavy damage. Arteezy, he's got a full wand, and it's allowing him to survive underneath that tower. And he'll have to burn the salve, still with a couple of tangos up his sleeve, however.
He's having a really hard time.
12-2 versus 21-8. But that level 5 is approaching.
It is. It's going to help for sure.
SCCC.
They're still trialing him. They're targeting him so hard.
Yeah. You're waiting for that fissure just to kick in and then follow into the arrow. But with the Dark Creep Wave, it's difficult for Sumail to have the perfect line. Potentially, too, Faith is able to save with the Nightmare and interfere with EG's attack. And it seems them working better on the other lanes. So you talk about, like, okay, Arteezy, he's not having a great time for CS. He's at least getting levels. But your Beastmaster on the off lane, he's hit level 5. He's harassing KP down. There's 25-5 versus 20-5. Is this commitment from EG really worth it? Knowing that you're still going to have to deal with the stacks later on.
That's a really hard question to answer, especially because they don't know exactly how well they're doing. If they could see the numbers, they might change their approach a little bit, because he still has 20 CS. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But that Observer Ward that they placed down to block that camp is going to be important. It looks like Faith didn't realize it was blocked, so this is going to block effectively 2 attempts, because now Faith is going to walk up there and try again and be like, oh, damn, it was blocked last time.
Unless he has confidence with his own pull. Like, the pull was very clean. He just went down the hill.
He will 100% know there's a ward if he goes up there and checks now. But he's not going to go there again until minute 6. And at that point, he will realize it was blocked before.
And he only had an Observer Ward brought out to him, so that's not going to help it.
No, we'll see. He's going to realize now.
Up he comes. Wait, hang on. That's only 2 sets.
Oh, seems like it stunned him a bit.
Ah.
Hello.
Ah.
Hey. Oh, there we go. He was trying to find the sentry in the shop. It can be hard sometimes. If you don't play support every day, then it's hard to find the sentry ward. It's not that common.
Search feature. SCCC being
wrote in sentry ward. If you do that as a support, that's pretty bad.
Professional player at 4K.
Fissure arrow.
Nightmare actually trying to get him out this one at the moment. It's just keeping Fear locked in. Faith can't really cut through the tree lines, but TP support's coming in. It's a live stealer here with Kaka, so Sumail can get the kill over on Faith, but Fear's in deep. Sumail has leap to get away, and Fear, well, he will be brought down. The kill goes away at the TA. Open wounds instead. The leap already been committed, and a great fissure block from Crit, cancelling the chase from Newbee. And Mugi really only getting 1 kill for this rotation.
Exactly. That's EG should be happy with that. They forced a Lifestealer TP and frees up Arteezy. Sand King also came in, so that was a 4-on-3, and they got a trade. They traded Jakiro for Bane. More than good enough. Arteezy really needs this time. He has been losing this lane pretty hard, and this is going to bring it back to even.
Yep.
This is like 2 full creep wave and tower damage. He even left with the siege creep wave coming in. That is not good.
TC, though, was still a little bit cautious about things, so he backs off the tower.
I'm surprised he didn't commit a bit more there. Like, he can be scared of the rotations, but he can at least let his bear hit and stand back with his hero and get some extra damage in, but he values the farm a bit higher this time instead of getting extra damage on that T1.
STCC's trying to stack this now, so it looks like it wasn't flagged.
That
Realization was not there.
That is really not good.
They've
This
actually
ops
wasted-
has had super value.
They've wasted 3 pulls now.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the pulls was because of a team fight. The other 2 were because of the Observer Ward. Crit moves
Well,
up
Crit
towards the top,
Invis Rune.
so nice thing to initiate with when you got Raw, but there is the live stealer inside the consumed up troll, and he's looking for a target.
Who's ganking who, Toby?
I am
Oh,
really...
the troll's ganking the boar!
Oh, of course, it's so obvious.
And now it killed the hawk. Nice.
Critical damage.
Got a kill.
Worth.
Nice on Moogie. So they actually ended up lane swapping here.
Yeah, they-
And now Lifestealer will be playing as
But then again,
Beastmaster.
SK's in a little bit of trouble. Down at bottom lane, rooted up. The Fissure kind of blocked him in. Sandstorm not available. KP Dream Call also
Gotta
doesn't
kill the
create
bear.
enough space. And, well, yep, you do get that.
That's
Trigger
an even trade.
on crit. KP, do you keep this chase going? Supports nearby in the form of Fear is sitting in the bottom root at the moment. He won't pick one up. In fact, he's now going to rotate towards the mid lane, which is where the Nightmare is not setting up anything. There's no creep wave.
Good
the arrow
arrow.
flies forward.
Great
it
arrow.
connects. Fear is there. There is no protection. Faith, what can you do? Your Nightmare's already gone.
That is like
EG, get the kill.
that is about the worst place you can be in the mid lane with TA at that exact point, because every single movement trajectory runs you into the arrow. At
They're
that
gonna
point. You
get
couldn't
more.
escape it, I think.
Fissure in towards mid, the Nightmare, at least locking up Samael for the moment. TP's coming in from the TA, but the arrow will connect. 3 seconds on the stun, the Starfall will find the damage. STCC finds himself again alone in this mid, and maybe even more alone than he thought. Beastmaster Universe is looking to wrap around the back, but STCC makes the right choice. They move away from the lane. He goes to farm up inside the jungle, and will fight around his own tier 2 tower.
And Universe is going to rotate top now, and if they can get this tower, so having Jakiro and Beastmaster together gives your lineup a lot of pushing power. They even have the Lone Druid Bear. Go with it. Moogie is dead.
Yeah, there is. Oh, he has Infest. If he can not be stunned for 5 million years. But unfortunately, that was 5 million years. Give or take a few minutes.
Yeah. Years.
Decades.
That's a top tower gone. I don't think Newbee can defend this in any possible way. They can look to take a trade somewhere, like pushing out bottom themselves. Can I just say that Samael has been on fire today, by the way. I think he's playing really, really well in every game. And this game as well, he's been stepping up. He's gonna maybe get another kill here.
Oh,
Most
Faith.
definitely.
They're switching the Nightmare around, and then, okay, well, Kaka. Nightmare took a little bit longer, thanks to the Observer. They see exactly where they are. Crit, the Pyro strikes down. Yeah, he's dead. Samael can't help out with this one, no matter how much on fire he is.
It's giving you flashbacks to back in the time when you couldn't really deny that Samael was just the best player in the world for at least a few months. He was just flat out just destroying in the mid lane. And it's a bit of flashbacks to that old Samael I'm getting right now. All 3 games has been very, very good. And whether his matchup in lane has been good or bad, he's been making the most of it. In this game, he's getting a really serious lead on his Mirana. He's been playing great in that mid lane, hitting every single arrow so far, I believe.
You got to give props as well to the supports of EG
Absolutely,
moving
I'm not
around.
taking anything away from them.
Yeah,
they're doing a great job to set him up. Of course, he couldn't do that alone.
Of course.
It's just, for me, this is the biggest contrast because I think the supports from EG have been, like, relative to their peak level on that role, they've been more consistent. And I think Samael had dropped off a bit lately, and now he's really finding form again. So it's very, at least to me, I can really tell the difference in the game flow so far.
That's scary, not only for the end of this major, like the winner of this tournament plays up against Virtus Pro, looking in good form, and if Samael is looking good, then we'll actually have probably the greatest Dota ever, watching like no one versus Samael.
That's a
Like,
great lane matchup.
would
This.
love to see that, but at
Tower
the
goes.
moment, they've still got a long way to go. We're only 11 minutes in with the 3k advantage going the way of EG, but all 3 cores from EG are up on top, and they're going to try and use that advantage to force something better. And Kaka is the man they force. The arrow flies forward. Savage Roar will send him out of both the line of the arrow and his Sandstorm underneath. The Shrine is not exactly where EG wants to fight, but the Shrine is burned. It repairs the damage onto Kaka and Faith, and now it's up to Newbee, trying to find that opening. Crit running down the river, and he's the easier one to kill off the arrow. It's only going to be a short stun time, but Crick can turn around. Echo Slam's available, but no point to burn it. He is heavily outnumbered, and Kaka actually managed to reach Fear. We shouldn't have given them praise because now EG are going to lose both of the supports. And Newbee can keep that pressure going towards the tier 1 tower on bot lane.
Easiest cassacres of my life.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's not that big
is
of a
under
disaster
attack.
though. Let's be real here. They've taken 3 towers. Casualty is this bottom tier 1 that they basically set up for Newbee like this. If they didn't make this aggressive move into a dangerous territory, they wouldn't have. Actually, they're not losing the tower. Good arrow from Samel. Is that a double?
Oh,
Good sticks from
it's
Kaka.
close.
Clutch.
And Samel, he's fine expending this mana. He managed to grab that regeneration room, which is what Kaka was trying to deny. But I think the bigger thing for Newbee in that bottom fight is the fact they're able to bring the gold and experience a lot closer. In fact, they now hold the lead in the experience graph. But KP's getting close to his initiating items too. Having that Blink Dagger is the enabler for the Lifestealer, so we can start seeing that combination actually used. Because currently, the delivery system has not been there for the Lifestealer.
There's some very good lifesteal bombs this game. The puck is good, the TA is good, the Sand King is good. So they have plenty of ways of doing it. Oh no, Universe is going to block the camp with the Hawk. Being really annoying. This is actually a classic thing that most people probably forgot about. This used to be a thing you would do against these stacking heroes like Sven and TA. You would put Hawks, just be...
he actually took the aggro on the Hawk, and the Black Dragon turned around to block the camp.
Yep. Can always just mess with it.
Universe, under the cover of Moonlight Shadow. The other good thing about this 5th pick of Evening Geniuses, they have initiation without forcing themselves to buy Blink Daggers, and that's where Moonlight Shadow comes in real handy. And you can see Newbee, they don't want a bar of this. They don't have the vision to really battle this out. They have the Observe Ward on the other side, but it doesn't give you that close vision just yet. The tower's dropping low. Okay, maybe they do want to fight. They're going to smoke. Here's your Infest. KP with the Blink Dagger gets a 2-man coil. That's a 3-man silence and the Burrow Strike follow-up. They bring down Samel. The follow-up needs to be there, and it's Arteezy. The bear as well as himself wants to run away from this. The Macropire from Fear tries to cut the fight, and it does do exactly that. Mugi will run through the fire and the flames to carry on, killing off that Jakiro. He is really the power of the fire. No dragon stuff in this one. SEC wants to keep pushing harder. Kaka right behind him. Another trap to slow it down would be really nice at the moment. Let it prep, and then Universe slowed for a bit. Kaka, SECC actually backs off and then blink forward, so then they can get the Burrow Strike following. And Evil Geniuses trying to force the tier 2 tower field. A couple of kills, but it's not over yet. Samel jumps in, or does he? KP, quick on that Blink Dagger. It was the first reveal, and it paid off wonderfully for Newbee.
I want to point out how Kaka played that. That was actually really funny to watch at the tower. He kept stutter stepping back and forth. So I think EG were like, what's he doing? What's he doing? And they weren't really sure what was going on. And then the blink from Puck comes in. So he's just like trying to be distracting and get them out of a focused mindset. And the moment that blink comes in, EG obviously didn't know it was there. Then they wouldn't have clumped up like they did. And that blink reveal was super huge for that fight, as you said. They get the first kill on Samel. I'm not sure who got the kill. Was it Lifestealer that got the gold bounty? It was. Lifestealer got 2 kills there. He got the Mirana and the Jakiro kill, and therefore he's almost first on net worth now.
And even TA was able to grab Universe, so all of the cores doing some work.
Yeah.
Kaka, oh, what a wonderful rune to have. Arteezy, like back-to-back deaths is not what he wants to have happen. That's exactly what is going to happen. KP with a jump in. They even burn the Dream Coil. Newbee don't want to leave anything to chance. Arteezy's trying to wait it out, but you can't wait out that much. KP will find the kill. Arrow fishing in mid would have potentially given EG a rebuttal, but not going to happen. Good movement from Newbee, really trying to be aggressive on this map.
I feel like this is the spot on the map that Arteezy gets caught out on the most, alone. Is this exact camp that he was just farming, whether his tower is up or not, this seems to be a bit of a death trap for him to play in that area. And there's no hero in their lineup that can really just go there and farm it, but I think if you want to push out that wave, it should just be a support that you risk the life of. And Arteezy needs to play more in the safe side of the map that EG have covered. The whole triangle on the left side, the ancient camp and the big camp that they have for their own, has been unfarmed, I think, the last 2 minutes, so he could probably just farm that. And now we actually see him go there. Now that he's spawned, he's like, I don't like this bottom lane. Now he's farming the ancients. But it's a shame for him that he had to die first. That was a very dangerous place on the map that he was playing completely alone, and Newbee took full advantage of it. They're also lucky they had the Sand King rune, you know, but they were still smoked on 2 heroes. If Sanking was in that smoke, I think it's the same outcome.
And that double damage being put to good use for the Templar Assassin. She was able to farm up a couple of stacks. I thought for a moment when the DD rune appeared that she could go in for Roshan, but with the amount of vision that EG have, that's a dangerous kind of...
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely a hard avenue to go down.
The way you get Roche this game as Newbee is that you make a smoke play and you catch any core, and then you capitalize by getting Roche after. But just flat out going in there is suicide. There's Fissure that can block you off in the pit. You can macropire the pit and then TA has to run out. Hawk, Arrow.
They're just really good at doing it though. Like that's always been the power of having a Templar Assassin in your lineup.
Absolutely, they can kill the Roche pretty fast, but EG needs to have a major blunder to just let them get it for free. It's unlikely to happen.
TZ still trying to play catch up.
But let's recap on what happened. So early on, they pressured this TA really hard. They did their best to shut her down. Now she's top net worth minute 17, closing in on Deso. So he did go for the blink first, which is fairly unusual this patch. Most players prefer to go for the fast Deso, but it's a good way to facilitate a comeback if you're having a hard time to start, because you can get like 1 or 2 kills, and then all of a sudden you're closing in on that Deso. So he's 5-1 now on TA after being trialing mid.
It's going to make
Pretty happy with
it's going to make Newbee being so maneuverable, because you can have 3 blink daggers.
Yep.
The SK is pretty close to his. In fact, he now has his. And Evil Geniuses have the 1, but it's a big one. It's the Blink Echo Slam that Crit can bring to the fight.
Yep, he has 4 points in Aftershock, so he's guaranteed to be able to chain all of his abilities. I do believe it's always enough to have 3, so he could go 3-1-3 build as well. Like 3 points in Aftershock is always enough to chain completely, but valuing the extra damage over the short, slightly longer duration on the Fissure stun itself. The backline heroes is what he's done this time. You also farm faster with the extra Aftershock point, so might have given him the blink now.
EG are crossing the river, or at least they're hovering around Roshan, using Universe's Beast to scout out. Crit and Fear won't find their opportunity. Instead, the bottom lane's being pressured. This is why Newbee's being a little bit more defensive. KP being very, very slippery in this bottom lane. A difficult hero to kill unless EG want to commit multiple players to that bottom lane, so he just keeps nuking the creep wave, backing out, waiting for EG to respond, and maybe this is the other way to do it. You bring 1 or 2 players down from EG to gank him, and then you can take Roshan. The Fissure comes down, it doesn't block Faith in.
This is good information as well for Newbee. They would have seen the blink dagger there if they clicked him. If they know that, that's a big piece of information that is no longer hidden from them. Speaking of hidden, they are currently not under Division. Actually, there's 1 hero on Division. Lifestealer is currently farming a camp under ward. So EG also have their own information to make a decision based on.
Yeah,
and now
it's the wait. If Newbee want to go into the pit, they'll be happy to oblige in the meantime, for a fight. In the meantime, it's move out, keep the farm coming into these core heroes and support heroes. They need everything they can get. Arteezy trying to build into that Dragonlance.
Yeah. It's good to see him go the range build in this game. I feel like it's more or less requirement. Now the Deso is complete for SC. Possible timing for the smoke is coming up now for Newbee. If they group up, they have all of their spells. They have 3 different heroes that they can infest now. 3 blink daggers, like you said.
Smoke.
But it is EG looking to make the move.
The T1 tower is taking damage in the mid, and at least Arteezy is there to defend it. But they're going to wrap all the way around and into the Dire jungle. If they take that rune, they're actually going to reveal their presence to the Observer Ward of the Dire side.
Do they have
I'm not certain if Newbee actually scouted that themselves.
That ward can't see the rune, could it? I don't think that's...
It's a pretty high cut, so yeah, maybe it doesn't actually see it. At the moment, though, it looks like Newbee is still a little bit iffy about it.
That's smoke and their secondary pseudo smoke used, the Moonlight, and they still haven't found an engage. And now they're probably going to show on this ward, I think. Yep, they're going to show on this ward. KP is going to orb in. So this is both of the initiation tools from EG down the drain.
Kaka playing around with bears, but that's a dangerous pastime.
This is such an important moment right now.
It feels like KP jumps in. He's going to get that dream call off. They want that quick pick off over on the Beastmaster. The sun's going to last long enough to roar. It gets out in time, but Universe will still die. The burrow strike in from Kaka, following up into the epicenter. The damage is huge into both Fear and Samael. Samael forced to run out this one, and the Fiend's Grip is locking down Arteezy. He can't be involved in this. Faith, he wants to have some help, and he's got it. The Nightmare board time, but no! The distance! Arteezy's so low! They want him! They need him! They've got him! Trying to dodge won't happen. SCCC, double kill for him. EG lose 4. And Newbee's momentum looking better and better and better.
The key thing for this fight is that Newbee have the high ground and that they jump in. Their initiation is way safer because they can blink in the puck and just coil a core, infest out, and silence that exact core, which is what they did in the Beastmaster. And in the meantime, like you pointed out, great epicenter. Crit almost got a kill with the Echo Slam combo, I think, on the TA, but they didn't manage to bring down the hero fully. And then they've just blown everything they have, and they only got a Bane to show for it. Now they're gonna lose the Roche as expected, most likely.
Yeah, you've got Beastmaster close by.
Fairly slow, actually.
They're missing a little bit of extra health, so Macropire, Fissure, and Ice Path. It's locking in Karka. He can't get out of the pit. He'll be forced to Burrow Strike away. Meanwhile, SCCC jumping forward. He won't find his target. Quickly blinked out. Nightmare, Arrow, don't catch! Oh boy, SCC's in trouble. Samel's coming over for KP and Moogie. Team up to kill off Fear, but you've lost your Templar Assassin here, Newbee. This is the chance for Evil Jesus. The Raw, it's nice. It's locked down the Life Stealer. Moogie, he starts to regenerate. The humble and toggle his way through. He can't toggle that, however. Arteezy will find that tick, and they're looking for more. The arrows fly forward, and Invisruna Shaker is actually that Moonlight Shadow. Newbee can't kill what they can't see. And Arteezy has the double kill. Newbee lose 4, and Roshan is now open for Evil Geniuses if they believe they have the time on the already 50% HP Roshan.
Puck can try to mess with them as much as possible. That was a great fight from EG. They took advantage of the information that they had. They got that great Ice Path from Fear into Macropire, set up an arrow, and that just started off a great fight. Universe again with a good roar onto Lifestealer.
Roshan so low. KP, how confident
they
do
got
you
it.
feel? You got Blink and Yules, but he ain't gonna do it. Roshan taken by Evil Geniuses. Samel has the Aegis Immortal, and KP will dodge Crit's attempt.
Arrow.
KP,
Don't slip up.
it's fine.
And
Relax.
So what you've got to wonder in a moment like that is whether it's been a while since Newbee have played this TA, because they seem to have very unrealistic expectations of how quickly they could kill Roche. Like, they committed for quite a while, and they got it down to like 2/3 when all of EG were spawned again. It's like, you know, probably shouldn't even have tried for it in the first place. They don't have, I believe they don't have any Medallion or Solar Crest in addition to the Templar Assassin, so all they have is Meld. Yep. And some hits from Lifestealer. It just didn't go fast enough.
They overestimated the amount of damage they had. Now they have to look for another fight, as that's exactly what EG are doing. Crit jumps forward, but now Fiend Script, they want that ES deck quickly. KP's going to Dream Call, and the Savage Roar, well, the Bear forces to run away, and Crit can just wait it out in the Dream Call. SK's already gone. And Newbee, 2 ultimates committed, and they're the ones that lose a hero.
This game is swinging up and down. Wow, Newbee had a 10k XP lead? Oh, not anymore.
Yeah, they had 3,000 in net worth and 10k in experience. And yeah, goodbye Fear.
This is a very difficult hero to play support against in general. Most supports that can't afford a very fast Ghost Scepter or fast mobility like Force Staff will just get torn apart by like 3 attacks from Templar Assassin. Even Jakiro, who's a relatively tanky support, has no play whatsoever against the jumping in TA. You can't hit Ice Path on that hero in melee range, it's just not possible. So Fear will die. So we end up losing a support on either side.
We do.
But Fear still had the right intentions. I believe he was just pushing out the bottom creep wave, and that's the right idea. If they want to send someone down there and push that a bit, it's got to be the Jakiro. It's the best hero of choice, they have to do that. So Fear's doing the right thing, but did get caught out that time.
Yeah, you killed
Got it.
Radiant's middle tower has been
Deny
denied.
mid
It's
from
fine. You only committed 170 mana for it.
Oh, BKB already.
Yeah.
This TA is very strong.
Link, BKB, and Desolator. I'm gonna go for Butterfly as the next item.
This makes Universe's game a lot harder because now he has to pick who he wants to roar. Because now there's 2 big threats that have magic immunity. It's the 10-second BKB and the Rage. And beforehand it was very easy because he just had to roar Lifestealer every fight. Now he has to choose who's the bigger threat. It's very clear that the TA deals more damage, but based on the situation, it might still be better to roar the Lifestealer. And he just, most importantly, has to roar one of them. That's more or less required.
Well, maybe that's then the question. Who was easier to kite in the team fights? Who can you keep out of the fights at least?
Yeah.
You've got your boars, you can slow down the TA movement.
She can still blink with Refraction though, so I think it's probably still better to roar the TA and try to kill her off, and then you kite the Lifestealer with boars and with the Entangle from the Bear, if that one is not hitting TA. Go like that.
Arteezy actually has his own BKB now.
Good timing, yep. he got a BKB as well.
Yep.
This makes him a lot harder to kill as well. Of course, he can get away from lifestealer very easy now with his range build. Already playing it from a high distance. And this keeps him safe from TA Blink Burst as well. Now that both the BKBs can't keep him in place either.
KP's keeping that bottom lane pushed out, but he's got a surprise inside of him. It's the lifestealer. TP's coming in towards the shrine. It's Kaka arriving, not in vision of the Radiant at the moment. And no aggressive observer wards planted down by Evil Geniuses, so they're not really committing to this unless KP was going to come out too far. Instead, it's Newbee who's grouping up around their own Ancients. Potentially just protecting, but we also wait for the next smoke gank. Want to see that Infest bomb being used aggressively against Evil Geniuses. And it actually is EG, the first ones to pick up the bad habit of smoking. Good in Dota, bad in life. SCCC.
Oh, this is a big pick if they can echo.
Oh, blink
Why
away.
didn't go for it? He might have been scared of the counter engage from the Sand King from mid. Or that, you know, if you blink solo echo a TA that does have refraction up, maybe it's a bit too hard of a kill. If there's anybody behind him, he'll get counterplayed. So actually, it's understandable he didn't go for that. The risk was too high. They didn't have any vision behind.
Yep, and they burnt Moonlight Shadow as well, trying to get closer after that to initiate on the SK. Doesn't happen. And now Newbee. It's very obvious where EG is setting up. The Hawks giving good vision for EG in the back line, so Newbee has only one way they can come from, and that's the east. But on the bottom lane, the pressure was still being applied. Keep in mind that KP is not in this fight, and he needs to be there. They need to have his Dream Coil in order to take the fight against Evil Geniuses.
He didn't have a good place to TP to except his own tier 3. He feels unsafe porting on the Shrine because it's more than likely warded or there's a Hawk there. And he doesn't want to TP on the tier 2 either. And there was also the Aegis on the Radiant. So, you know, EG are going to use their Aegis to get a tier 2. It's not probably not the greatest.
It was a trade-off. Puck actually got the tier 2 tower on bottom lane.
Yeah.
So a tier 2 for a tier 2 when you waited out the fight for the Aegis.
Yep. It's a good play from KP. I think it was the right choice.
A little bit of trouble, however. It's going to be Crit initiating in on Kaka. He was just rotating down to pick up the bounty rune, but this is now an early warning sign as well for the Puck to fail.
He pinged out the ward that EG had there. Figured out that it must be this one that saw him. Sentry and Obs. Oh, okay. They even see it.
That'll work.
That would explain it.
More money for KP.
That was for sure.
We can put it down to game sense, man. He's a really good player.
Well, based on the situation, he definitely could have guessed it as well.
So Templar Assassin already has evasion. Now up and running, went for the Talisman to start with. Money's looking fantastic for him. So Mel and RTT both went for the Maelstrom, so a lot of magical mix damage coming in with the heavy physical they've got. And they're searching for Newbee farming in the jungle.
It's actually funny to look at their items. They have like the same items on the Mirana.
Oh, they got the target. Via. Well, he popped out for half a second. Oh boy! Oh boy!
Whoops.
He was underneath the sentry ward. And SCCC was very happy to 3-hit him down.
Cost him BKB charge though.
That is true. I think he's more worried about the follow-up from EG because
he was
in a very odd position compared to the rest of Evil Geniuses. And now the Eul Scepter is there. Easier to set up next time.
That's a very good item on Jakiro in general. Jakiro, one of the biggest weaknesses of the hero, it's just slow. Like, its cast point is awful on all of its spells. So having the Ice Path to guarantee that, or the Euls to guarantee you connect your Ice Path is really big. The problem is, it's against a BKB hero, and a Rage hero, and a hero with Phase Shift. So it's not the greatest, but I still think it's the best item he could buy this game. That or Force Staff.
Keeps the kite going.
Yep.
So at least you can Euls them up, you can switch your targets.
Yep,
Maybe
or he can Euls himself and buy time against TH BKB, but if that's what you want to use it for, you should probably go on Force Staff.
Universe,
they
Fate,
broke.
The smoke's gonna break now.
They didn't realize it actually
expired. It could have been the timing.
It expired so close to it that they thought it just expired. But Mugi was smoked for like another second in the Bane, but I don't think they noticed.
Newbee is still happy to keep the status quo for the moment. SCCC's got a really good farm on him. Lifestealer rapidly approaching that Assault Cuirass, and you get the Lincoln Spear over on Puck. So talk about targets to Raw, that's going to be a lot harder to do in the near future.
To Fisher into Arrow, but the angle from Sumail was a little bit too far to the right, so he hit a creep.
Radiant's bottom tower
could have got interesting. Actually, nobody showing bottom from EG. They're taking structural damage in this bottom lane. The Puck has pushed in. This is Siege Creep hitting. That's a good like 400 damage into this tier 3.
It's giving Newbee pause for concern. So they back up, farm up the jungle where they got all their traps, watching everything.
It's a start. it might not sound that great to deal a little bit of chip damage to this tier 3, but remember, if that happens again or another time with Puck down there next time, if he can just get the tier 3, that is ultimately gonna more than likely secure them a Roche, because if they can take this top shrine, EG will have a much harder time accessing that pit, so they gotta be careful with how much damage they give away.
Speaking of Roshan, he just respawned. Both teams know there's a TA trap and a boar inside the pit, so Radiant and Dire very well aware of what's inside Roshan, or inside the pit.
Radiant's top tower.
Or what we should
is
say
under
is the
attack.
flattened area inside of a river with some walls around it.
The Roshan
in no
cave.
way, shape, or pit.
Radiant's
It's a
top
cave.
tower has
If
fallen.
it's a cave, it's got a roof.
It does have a roof, but if it had a roof, you couldn't see into it.
It's a cul-de-sac.
Radiant's top tower
It is a
under
cul-de-sac.
Could you imagine playing in the Roshan cave if you actually couldn't see it from above, like it just had a top on it? Like, how do you fight in there?
I don't know.
How do you
Maybe
fight?
that's the new challenge.
It's a cave, Toby.
Patch coming
Just
on the
admit
first
it's a
next
cave
month.
and let's move
SCCC
on. Here we go.
wants to attack RTZ. Oh! The Burrow Strike goes the
Oh,
wrong
no,
way.
no, no,
RTZ
two.
gets the BKB off.
Oh, that's gonna
Kaka
hurt.
gets shredded apart. The BKB, however, is down for RTZ. Samel wants to make the most out of this. Faith being attacked by Samel, who leaps himself forward. The fissure is nice. It doesn't stop SCCC.
Oh, he's stuck.
And Samel is locked in by Crit's own fissure. They jump in deeper with KP Stream Coil. EG are forced to stand there, grab them, but with the raw, maybe they can do it. 3 heroes down, and now it's up to the Life Stealer, who's trying to run away. Toggle inside the flames. I think not, sir. KP, the sole survivor, jumps back in to end the streak of Bartizi. At least by killing him off, it makes it difficult for EG to go in for Roshan and buys time. Crit. Echo Slam, not even used. Ice Path will hold him there. KP, do you get out of this one? Nope. Down he will go. Now is KP's streak to be ended by Crit. And both teams will look at Roshan and realize, yep, no one's getting this yet.
That was such a crazy fight. First, Kaka misses the stun and just gets killed off. Then they fight 4 on 5. Sumail leaps in aggressively, gets stuck behind his own fissure so they can kill him with the TA. And then you saw right there in that fight how much the Roar can do to TA. That actually just ruined him. And RTZ, we just got it highlighted there, did more than 4,000 damage to that fight.
Get to watch it again. So there's
this
the
is the
dream
end
call.
of the fight. Here comes the Roar. If he doesn't get the Roar off right now, RTZ would be dead. And then they wouldn't even kill the TA. This is like super clutch from Universe. We're talking half a second would be one more TA attack, and Arteezy wouldn't be living through this.
Yeah.
But he does survive until the end here, and it turns out to be a great fight for EG. Now, looking forward into the next fight, that kind of fight is very different if there's a Sand King. So Newbee have to be very careful with not getting these just flat out bad engages. I guess he did force Arteezy's BKB when he jumped in.
Yeah.
He missed the stun, Arteezy BKB'd, so that's something. But it's not a valid trade-off, losing your Sand King for a BKB charge. Who bought back, by the way, in that?
Sentry on Sentry, it was the Shaker.
Shaker, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty even fight overall, actually, when you look at it.
Yeah. Like,
was-
even with a kill streak, he got 600, 700 gold for ending KP streak, and that only just gave him a positive.
Yeah, because of the
Income out
buyback
of it.
penalty. Yep.
Yeah, so it hurts like hell.
And
But
it was like a, what was it? It was a 3 for 5, but EG bought back a hero, so it's like 4 for 5 almost.
yeah,
And one of the kills, like you said, was reduced in gold, so yeah, that makes sense that it's pretty even outcome. And both teams expended BKB charges. Of course, that's going a bit against EG because they have 2 of them that they used against the 1 of Newbee. You can tell I really want that fight to have a winner, but I don't think I have one.
it
That's
doesn't.
pretty much dead
you
even.
can keep clawing and get the numbers, and you won't get one.
Yeah.
EG
Okay,
now trying to take control of the pit. They've got a Gem of True Sight over on Universe, so they're getting a lot of information. Fear, however,
Oh, nice
informed on
Yules.
this. The defensive Yule Scepter puts him up and towards the air. The dust is still down.
Oh, they missed the arrow on the roar! Oh, that is not good.
Well, the battle's going to keep continuing. Samel jumps in. They're going to push Faith a long way off to the side. The neutrals are attacking him. No denial on that front. Samel has enough damage. Has Birdie's BKB, Arteezy. Now Burrow Strike, Moogie. Thinking about running in. Now he's going to rage. He looked to hit onto the bear to start with. Now turns his attention towards Arteezy and SCC. They're focusing on the bear. They're getting rid of the root. They're focusing now on the lone draw, but the Saboteur sends him away. And the Burrow Strike from Kaka! Just in the nick of time, catching Arteezy, and you can see instantly Newbee ping Roshan. They want the big man, they want the Aegis. And they'll get the cheese as well.
I thought EG were going to get the hell out of there when they missed the arrow on that roar. It means they basically wasted their roar, and then Newbee's cores can just come charging in and win that fight easily. And then Arteezy actually just ran in and wanted to fight that, and he got punished instantly. They were just on him, forced his BKB, and the moment it's over, they get the Sand King stun and get the kill into a Roche. It's these little things. Like first, the Sanctum dying beforehand gave EG a pretty good foundation for a fight. This time, the arrow missing on Roar it's enough. It's enough to build a significant advantage in the fight for Newbee to be confident. Just jump in and kill them off. And this time they even killed the Jakiro before the fight began. So EG chose a 4 and 5 where they missed an arrow. That's just a note.
And this whole day of Dota feels like Swingers Dota, where it's just like no one holds the advantage they've got. At least there's no 20k swings in this matchup, but still 6,000 net worth going the way of Newbee. It's a nice thing to have that graph, and even updated yet, it's actually closer to 8,000 in favor of them. And a lot of this is in the hands of SCCC. He's got that Blink Dagger, he's got the Butterfly, Deso, BKB, and already looking into his next item as well.
And they're putting Lincolns on him. That's a really important thing to keep in mind. They keep putting the Lincolns from the puck on the TA so she can't get roared in BKB. And you look at this EG line, you're like, who's going to stop the TA?
No.
There's actually no control, so they have to run. They have to run from her. She's going to three-shot.
You would say it's the bear, but then you see Newbee, just how quickly they dispose of it.
It's a ranged lone druid build, so the bear has very low attack speed. It's unlikely to get a root. If he's lucky, it gets a root. But the bear now has to get a root through Butterfly without any attack speed items.
Yeah, good luck.
You know, if that's your win condition in the fight, don't play the fight like that. Look at this bear, 350 move speed.
Well, it's easy trying to get around it by building an MKB.
Yeah, he's got to. It's the best item.
Yeah. But he also kind of needs the distance.
He could consider a pike, but
yeah, do you finish it?
The problem is he can't use it on the BKB TA, and she's jumping on the fight. He can't use it on the Rage Lifestealer either. So it doesn't have that high value.
To get away from.
Exactly. So it's a bit questionable. It's gonna get better the longer the game goes because he can pike away from the lower BKB duration. But right now, it hasn't seemed that useful. We actually have a pike. Was that on the Mirana? I think Mirana had a pike, which is a bit surprising to me. I don't know if that is valuable enough.
It's a full Hurricane Pike on Samael with Maelstrom and BKB. KP looking for an opportunity. They're not going to find it. The Hawk of Universe just sees way too much. And that top lane still pressuring in. Samael hasn't come back to this fight, so while the Tier 2 tower is trying to be attacked, Savage Roar is just delaying it, so Samael can now attack into the Tier 3 tower. Now, he's already done an extra 300 damage to this tower without really committing it heavily and without Newbee coming back. But Newbee wants the fight.
Yeah, he's respecting them there. He sees that they back off, so he knows that there could be an Infest TP coming in.
They're coming back once more.
But now that Samael is back, they charge forward again. This tower's gone. And if they see Samael now, they don't know if he's still top. So they can be worried that he is going to try and poke again now that they're showing, and they realize the risk-reward here is favoring EG. So they're going to send the puck up there, back off, take their little victory with the Tier 2, and look to push out that top lane. So next item on the dock, it's actually, wow. KP is so farmed. What is happening?
He's not even 25 yet.
He's got an Ags as well. He's level 23, man. He's like having a really good game. I didn't realize it was this good. He's level 23, can buy the full Ags. I thought he might go Travels now just to deal with these waves and connect with his team later for the bottom push. But he has this full Ags is basically setting SCC up for a way better game because now they can't outrun him with BKBs either. So this means you coil this Lone Druid in BKB and SCC jumps on him and you have to man-fight. If you try to run out, you get snapped by the coil for a 4.5 second stun, and SCC has more than enough damage to take care of you in that time.
Evil Genius says it looks like they're going on a wild goose chase down. They're running away mainly because Newbee was able to kill off the Hawk, which scattered out most of Newbee's movement. The Observer and Sentry able to take a lot as well. It's that one Observer which is now left from EG. I don't know if that's, they got two Observer wards outside the base. One's in the mid lane and one's up near Roshan.
The prize is mine.
But this does see most of the Newbee aggressive movement into their territory. And this all allows Samael and Arteezy just to play dodge game. And Samael's trying to get his own Butterfly up and running. Yeah. Bringing that heavy amount of physical damage.
This is a 10k lead, but it still doesn't feel like the type of game where just like, oh, Newbee definitely got this.
Well, you never know if you're going to get Echo Slammed, if the Roar's on the right target, if you actually have that good initiation from EG.
I'm mainly concerned about the Dire's ability to take high ground. Like, they want this Aegis on the TA to go and hit, but they're actually not confident to do it right now. It's going to expire in 25. So they'll probably wait for the next Roche before they try high grounding. But this is a hard lineup to high ground into. You could get Fissure into Arrowed, you could get Roared, you could get Ice Pathed. You could get technically getting Tangled, but let's disregard that one in this one. But there's plenty of ways for EG to mess with them.
Well, now the Monkey King bar is on the Templar Assassin. This is a rough thing. The Aegis model will expire, which opens up the slot.
He is so far.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. 162 plus.
Did he get the
200?
he got the meld talent or the refraction talent?
He
the
got refraction.
talent. Okay. This used to be a no-brainer where everybody just got refraction, but as of late it's been more popular to get the meld as well. But he favors the instances in this game.
Was that 290 as well, like when he hit the refraction? So plus 290, yeah, plus 290 with 162 base.
He's going Diffusal. I thought he might go for a big crit now, but like Daedalus when you hit this hard is just devastating.
Might also be
Radiant's
worried
top
about the
tower
Yule
is under
Scepters
attack.
or
Yes, there's Yules, there's...
what else? The Purge
Do
on?
they have Ghost Scepters? I don't think so.
No, Ghost Scepters on both Fear
that's
as well as crit.
okay, they have 2 Ghosts.
Yeah, Fear and crit.
Oh, that's good enough. He wants to kill the supports if he can, and then if the coil is on a core, he wants to kill the core that's coiled. That's got to be the go-to here, I think. That's what he's thinking. Yay! Go Faith!
I have a forward and a medallion.
Got a medallion.
Let me hang that on my wall. Wait, no, I need to use it in battle.
I feel him. He's doing a great job.
Hey, he's just helping him with Roshana, right? Like,
That's-
it took too long last time.
The thing is, this is kind of this... Oh, arrow.
Oh, Kaka.
Ah, Nova's here.
Obviously didn't play enough catch as a kid.
See, in this tournament, pretty much every single Bane we've seen has just been in the dumpster net worth-wise, but there's a really good explanation for it. If you compare it to a lot of other 5s, the hero is very bad at killing creeps. Like, you don't want to kill creeps, you want to hide, defend your teammates with Nightmare, or get a good Fiend script to start off the fight. And in addition to that, Faith is buying everything for his team. He's buying Ops, Sentries the whole game, so, like, where's your gold gonna come from? He's 1, 9, and 13, dying in, like, every fight, but as weird as it sounds, it's actually good if he dies first, as long as he gets spells out. Because that means that the BKB durations of EG are being used to kill a core with 3k net worth.
Yeah.
And then you can just imagine how the fight turns out after that. So he's doing a good job. It's just unforgiving, you know? It looks so bad, but he's doing well.
Again,
It's just hard.
EG are making this maneuver. They go through their own jungle. This time they do plant the aggressive Observer Ward down.
Yep.
Samel will push the lane. They have to be looking for a
Dire's bottom
well,
tower is under attack.
a bad reaction from Newbee, just to bring one player down to defend the lane
Dire's
only.
bottom tower has fallen.
The bottom tier 2 tower is already sacked.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's
They got the
middle
tower, though.
is
It's a good
under
play from
attack.
EG. Aggressive smoke movement where they ward and take the tower after. It's pretty straightforward textbook play that Newbee were not interested in contesting. So it's showing the right mindset from EG. A lot of teams in this position will just turtle, hide in their base, be scared, or try to slowly regain this top area that EG are now finally moving to, but it's been pretty dangerous until now.
Newbee's grouping up for a fight.
Yeah.
2P Scroll gets moved out into the backpack. Butterfly is in for SCCC. He wants to fight. AC is up. SMY for Mugi. A lot to work with. And now Moonlight Shadow from Evil Geniuses. They'll come outside their base.
This is still a delicate time. If they get the jump on the TA before she gets Linkened, if they get a roar, they can win the fight.
He doesn't see this coming. The Sandstorm is there, but do you want to jump? Where's your detection? The arrow will fly out. They do get the
Gem
roar
on
out.
Beast.
And now, well, attack Yules, not in time. The jump does come in. Arteezy pops the BKB as KP. Echo slammed up. The fallback Rapire is there. He'll use up quickly. KP quickly into the base shift as well. He needs more time to get out this one, and he doesn't have it. The Ice Path locks him in position.
God, that was so good play from EG. So good defensive play by Arteezy. He gets coiled. He immediately goes into the battle cry in the bear form.
Dodges the Ice Path at least. Mugi's the neighborhood universe jumps forward. The balls are up, and Faith knows he's dead.
So 3 kills. And then they wait just until the coil expires, and then they double force-staffed him away. He was very low, but this hero is still tanky with that bear form running and the war cry, the battle cry. So they couldn't take him down with SCC only.
They actually claimed the fresh gem too. So
That was a
Newbee,
big
they
fight.
only just bought that, so they lose multiple heroes, and they lost the Gem of True Sight. And EG's coming up. They may need to even use some buybacks. The multi-arrows looking for a target. There's your first buyback coming in from KP. And it's just not his day at all. Loses the gem, now has to expend more money. Needs the delivery system for the lifestealer. Into the Dream Coil. Surveil! Oh, you thought You thought you were in this game, but you thought wrong. Maybe Arteezy has the damage, attacking in towards Mugi. Now he'll finally die. SCCC ripping Fear apart in the back lines, and the chase will continue. Universe and Crit on the way. You don't have that blink Euro Scepter up just yet, but you know KP wants more, so he keeps the chase going. Orban rips through the creep wave. He's not going to jaunt to it, however. They're looking towards Roshan. What a time for EG to push. They fail to push high ground, and now Roshan for Newbee.
You can't blame EG for going for that, though. They were like 5 on 2 or 5 on 3 with Beastmaster Aura, Siege Creeps, Jakiro, Liquid Fire. They definitely want to hit that tower. They were just not expecting that amount of burst from Newbee, or maybe even that they would go on them. They just see this brief moment of opportunity to just blink in, insta-kill the Mirana. And this is something that I think KP in particular is extremely good at on puck, is assessing in a situation whether he has enough damage with his teammates or not to go for plays like that. That is world class. And EG could have probably, I mean, obviously they could have not died there. If they weren't there, they wouldn't have died. But I think they could have caught their losses better if they just had better positioning. But they stacked up way too much, got caught multiple heroes by the puck lifestealer combo, and they get to pay big time. And it was only one buyback.
Now. Like, okay, EG, how much do you buy back to defend your tier 3 tower in mid-racks? Mookie comes forward, he's holding on to the cheese. SCCC, just the two of them can do that damage. Yeah, even through backdoor regeneration, they're able to bring it down. The creep wave is coming in. KP, Faith, and Karka just a little bit too far out. The Macropire, at least trying to get rid of the creep wave, but the damage is done. So no buybacks for Evil Jesus. They'll accept the fact the melee Rax dies, but is Newbee done yet? They actually infest into KP.
I was thinking this could be the end of the game. This is a classic position for the winning team to pull back and pretend that they're backing off and then hide in the jungle and get a jump outside of the Radiant base. If they catch them here, they can get 3 lanes of Rax.
You gotta watch
or
that
force
vision
3
from the
buybacks. But EG still have good wards in the area and they have Hawks, so they would have had an idea of it. They would not get caught even if Newbee tried. Newbee gonna play the more safe approach here. They're gonna take the Shrine, push out bottom with TA Illusion.
They're actually waiting for like the second.
Oh, they are actually gonna do it. They are gonna do it.
Smoke forward. Here, hello, goodbye. That didn't take long. 81 seconds. Now, without your Jakiro, he's quite big as well for your D push. Without that Macropire, it's difficult.
Oh, they got a scan on him.
And if they can catch him, Sumail moves up to grab the bounty rune. And now, split arrows, able to connect.
As well. Like, Sumail was BKB leaping out to TP and got coiled mid-air.
Well, there's your
so he
buyback.
took the snap. This is world-class play.
Moogie's going to keep going. There goes your first roll. The arrow, it's going to miss, but the damage on range from Arteezy is still quite decent. Moogie dropping down to 1/6 of its life, but the mid lane is pushing in. They'll have to start dealing with all of this pressure. And, well, they'll be able to do so. Newbee are backing up for the moment. They've still got, I believe, that top shrine to kill. And then they can look towards, I don't know if they want to look towards the next Roshan timing. They still got another 2 minutes left on this one.
Is under attack.
This puck's so fat. I don't know what to say. He is so rich.
He is slender.
Has fallen.
And it's not only, I'm saying that with a 33k TA in the game, but I feel like that's a bit more obvious that he's rich.
It's the puck who's already rich, and then 420.
Faith is closing in on Solar Crest.
Good jump again. KP,
the KP took the bouncer in front of him. Come on, bro. Give it to your support. He's not even level 20 on the Bane. It's actually a really good level 20 talent, by the way, that Bane has. He should have definitely got that bounty. 175 cast range is extremely good. It changes your game. It sounds good. It's amazing. It really allows you to cast Fiend's Grip in so many better positions from the tree line. Well, I guess KP needed that extra gold.
Yeah.
Good job, KP.
Well done.
You need your 7th slot, minute 50 on your puck.
Okay, chill. Relax.
Oh, poor Faith, man.
You just have this affinity for Banes, who struggle.
No. Just show Faith some love, man. He set you up a lot in this game. Then you take his rune.
He's got his cast range now. He got the other bounty.
He got the other bounty. See, that's the thing. Moogie is a good boy. Moogie lets him take the bounty rune. That's a good boy.
Good. I'm so sorry.
I mean, Lifestealer kind of is like an undead dog if you think about it. So. Yeah.
Really?
Look.
That's a dog that needs a dentist.
Dog never crossed that.
Yeah. That's maltreatment. Anyway, Newbee, gotta look to go up high ground. Again, you said like this is the hard point for them. They gotta know exactly how they can break it. And EG, they keep falling behind in golden experience. 25,000 now the advantage for Newbee, and forever increasing because Evil Geniuses are waiting for this fight. They're waiting for Newbee to come to them.
This is the kind of point, so you know I was praising EG earlier for while being pressured, they were making an aggressive move bottom, getting a ward out and taking the tier 2 tower. They did it under the circumstances that allowed them to. Right now, I think it just doesn't exist. They actually cannot really make that move. So they waited for the Aegis to expire, they had that timer unlock, and they are immediately moving out now under the cover of Moonlight Shadow. But
Yeah.
are going to show on the ward. They're going to use this Moonlight Shadow to de-ward, at least get some sort of control back in their own jungle bottom area. And meanwhile, Newbee are all grouped up in the top side. So Newbee will take this high ground position instead, where they also have a ward. This is a very powerful position to be in the game when you have two different high ground wards in two different lanes, because even if you get contested on one of them, you can retreat to the other and have another favorable position.
As long as they can keep it there. Like
Exactly.
the downside for Newbee is they still lost that gem a couple of fights ago, and they haven't managed to regather it. EG is still holding on to both of them at the moment.
Believe me, if Newbee want to keep this area top, they will. There is nobody coming up that cliff. I guarantee it.
Well,
There is
EG
no
will try
way.
and go the other way. Hawk's giving him a little bit of extra information in
I'm
the
actually
mid.
surprised.
And it's towards Karka, that Observer Ward. Sitting in the mid. Oh, they lost it. The Hawk time down. The arrows won't
still got it.
connect. They'll still get the Roar and Ice path for KP. The double Dream Call. Sumail took the stun again. He leaped out of the Dream Call. BKB doesn't protect him. He's gone for 2 minutes. Arteezy will fall as well. 5x will have to be expended. But Newbee, they're happy to do it for them because this looks like a potential GG moment. If they can keep this pressure up with no Sumail, it is a hard ask for EG to defend against Newbee.
Did you notice, by the way, Faith with that plus 175 cast range? He got a melee Fiend script because of that.
Give it up, Sim. Give it up. Maybe
He got that was really good from him though. He got a full Fiend script in that fight onto the Mirana that just leaped out of the coil, so he was... Sumail didn't get to play Zero that fight. He got coiled into BKB leap, into 4-second stun, into 5-second grip. Zero impact in that fight from the Mirana. Couldn't do anything.
Well,
And this is still a somewhat
EG
tricky push, but...
they have one buyback and it's on Beastmaster. Everything else is either on cooldown or short of money. Echo Slam has to be huge from Crypt. That's the only way this really works. Moogie gonna burn his rage a little bit earlier.
Good defensive spell usage here, and the glyph.
Radiant's top tower is under
They had the
attack.
Macropyre
Radiant's
available,
top
but at this
tower
point, if they're
is
gonna
falling.
defend it properly, they kind of need that for the fight.
They need to break the refraction charges of SC and then Fidget. I think that's their play.
Oh, and they jump right on top of Arteezy. The BKB underneath the tier 4 towers. Roar from Universe creates a little bit of space. And where is that damage? Arteezy running around. The damage from range, it will be enough. Arteezy's gone for 2 minutes. Fear will join him. And Newbee pitch a flag right now. Evil Jesus base, it belongs to China. There is really no way EG can move anywhere. They have to wait to be megged up by Newbee and then consider a level of defense. Mirana in 12 seconds, that's what they're waiting for.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
This is Megas, and another minute and a half on Mildred, and a minute on Jakiro.
Yeah.
I don't think Newbee are going anywhere. Can stay in here as long as they
Alright.
want,
Sumail's
and start
up.
hitting buildings.
Moonlight Shadow, the arrow needs to connect. Echo Slam from Crit. Minimal effectiveness. The Fidget Stun is nice, however, but now the Burrow Strike. Double from Karka through Universe and Sumail. His BKB can come up now. Faith is looking for him with a watering mouth. Wants to get that Fiend Grip off. Universe gets melted out. The arrows will fly forward, but it doesn't matter. They are just protected so much. There's your buyback in from the Beastmaster, but the Megas are coming in. Newbee still not at full strength, but they got 5 players up at half-life. Universe jumps in, they look for the Roar onto SCCC. Crit gets the double stun off with his totem, but they're losing too many heroes. Universe is down, Crit is Fiend script up. Sumail is the final hope right now for Evil Geniuses, and that hope is dwindling quickly. The tier 4 towers being ripped apart by Newbee. They can focus on the victory they'll have tonight. GG is called, and Newbee will 2-1 out Evil Geniuses to face up against Virtus Pro in the final guaranteed points towards the international, and Evil Geniuses, they will come up short